starting called Girls in Anime. And right now we have our first guest, and it's Kiki. She's an
Hi.
amazing content creator, and she also designs the best anime clothes I've seen on the internet so far. So yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank-
go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
well, I'm Kiki. I started doing social media like 4 years ago, I think. I started doing like cosplay and just like comedy videos about like literally anime, mainly like One Piece because that's my favorite anime.
Hey,
But
One
like I
Piece.
do all types of content now. I'm basically like a lifestyle creator. I'll do hair videos. I'll do not makeup for real. I want to try, but like I don't really do that yet. But I do like clothing videos. I make my own clothes. I design my own clothes. And they're mainly like anime inspired or like video game inspired stuff.
Yes, yes, and I've seen your anime clothing. It's amazing. Everyone loves it. It's taken off like really fast, by the way.
Ew.
So it's really dope to kind of see it, especially like because that was something that you had talked about we had first met. So it's kind of dope to just kind of see it blossom to what it is today, and it's really cool to see. But as we all know, like as far as like being a girl in the anime scene, you're technically the minority, right? And it's a male dominated space. So tell us about like the struggles of coming into the scene.
I honestly like it may seem like there's not a lot of like women in this space, but there are a lot of women in this space. They just don't like really talk about it like guys talk about it online, or like they don't like base their whole platform around it. And because I've met a lot of other women who are into anime. A lot of like my friends are into anime that I didn't meet in the community. So I don't really I mean, I didn't face I see the struggles that other people face, but I didn't really face that type of like I don't even know what it's called. What is it called? Like just like heat. Just like people will be like, "Oh, you don't do this because you don't watch all of this and you don't know all of these characters, so you can't possibly like anime." I didn't really get a lot of that cuz I was just kind of like a goofball online. Like I didn't really care. Like if you can
Yeah.
tell me I don't watch the show, but I watch the show. So, I didn't really get, like, the backlash that a lot of other people get, but I've seen it. It's definitely there. Like, a lot of, like, women will get, like, comments and stuff that are like, "Oh, you don't actually like this character. Name all the characters from this show right now. Like, tell me everything that there is to know about Naruto." And it's like, we don't have to do that because you don't know everything about Naruto. So it's like, why are you
Exactly.
asking me to do something that you can't even do? And who cares? I like the show and I
Yeah.
watch the show.
Yeah, it's crazy because I see it all the time. Like as far as like online, some girls will post like a screenshot of like the first question a guy will ask them when they say they're into anime, and it's always like the third degree, and it's like, well, why don't you just say, hey, what anime are you watching right now?
Yeah.
And then you start the conversation that way instead of it being like an aggressive tone that a lot of men kind of take in that. And I would say like yeah, there is definitely a lot of women, and I think that the space is becoming more. I'm starting to see more women kind of get into it with anime. I would say like a real prominent big figure that kind of I would say like kind of made it more mainstream for women. I would say is like a Meg The Stallion, the way she kind of just started using it in her music videos and in her music. I
Yeah.
thought that was always dope because it just kind of opened the door for more people to come through.
Yeah.
Um, I also will say too, and I don't know if a lot of people will agree with this, but this is like my opinion. I think that like if you don't have black women that have kind of opened the space up more, like I don't know if anime would have grown to be as big as it is today because I feel like a lot of people were just kind of hiding like oh, I like anime, but they weren't saying nothing. But then, like, you see, now that you see more black women being open with it, I feel like a lot of people have been now open to saying, I love anime. Like, before, like, yeah, there's a lot of black people. Like, I would say black people in general in America, we've kind of carried anime into this mainstream space,
Yeah.
right? And it's fun to watch because now you're seeing like trap sushi, and then you're seeing like your clothing brand, right? And then the next step is seeing your stuff like in Japan, right?
Oh
That
yeah,
would be crazy.
that would be
Like
great.
where do you see yourself taking the clothing line next? Like,
Honestly, I have a good amount of customers in Japan already. Like I ship to
oh
a lot of
wow.
people in Japan. So I would be it would be great if I could like shut up shop at like a anime convention or something in like Japan or even like AX, but like I have to do a bunch of stuff to get that set. But that's like next steps for sure.
Wow, that's amazing. That's even amazing to hear that that's even happening. Like, that's dope because it means now you've transcended to where the culture started at. Like that's crazy. But
It's great. It's honestly really fun. I love it.
now if you were to like say like an anime that you are sad to see end, what is the anime that you're sad to see that's gonna end?
Oh, definitely One Piece. Even though One Piece isn't like really ending anytime soon for real. I don't know if it's
Well, they
maybe
said the
I think we
last
have
chapter is next year, right?
I think he said we have about like 4 more years.
Oh, okay.
I think he said that, but don't like quote me because I haven't been keeping up with anything. But that's probably the only anime I'm ever gonna be like sad about it ending.
Yeah, I would say for me too, because I'm starting to see that we're getting towards the end,
Oh
like,
yeah.
and you could
Yeah.
feel it. Like I could feel it, and now that I'm feeling it, I'm like, oh man, like it's crazy that just a couple years ago I was even watching One Piece, and now
Yep.
I'm week to week with it. Like it's such a great anime, and I will say this: it was ahead of its time because the thing that anime came out in the '90s and it had gay characters and trans characters and like cross-dresser characters that were in the '90s. I had never heard that was even happening in anime because I was probably like back then I was in the mainstream of anime like Dragon Ball Z, but it's crazy to see that was in the '90s with it. Like they were
Hmm.
just ahead of the time,
Yeah,
So
and
it's
it, like
it's
One
really
Piece
dope.
touches on a lot of stuff. One Piece literally touches on everything. They have a character that's supposed to be Malcolm X. They have a character that's supposed to be uh they have everything. Any like significant event in history, One Piece has that in the show.
Yeah, that's facts. It's crazy to see that, and it's really dope. Another question I had, as far as being a girl in the anime scene, like, what are some of like the craziest things that people have said to you while you've been in the scene?
I don't know. People say crazy stuff to me all the time. I kind of just delete it. Um, I don't even know. Like as far as just anything crazy that
Yeah,
people
yeah.
have
Just
said to
name
me.
off a couple of things.
Um, I don't even know. So I've seen other people get crazy things said to them, but I don't know. For some reason, my platform is really like tame. Like people don't really come at me crazy because I don't really come at people crazy. I kind of just ignore it or like delete it and then move on. But
Yeah, so
I've
you don't
seen
let that energy even come into
nah,
your platform at all. Well,
nah.
that's really dope that like you've been able to kind of maneuver through this and like it's been like a chill and amazing vibe for you, because I know that, just from hearing it from some of my friends, like I know that it's not always the easiest,
Oh
right?
no.
So it's kind of dope to hear that like for you it's been pretty much like a smooth ride through the scene, like and it's cool to like the other thing that's really cool is like just the friends that you make in this scene, right? Like I feel like out of all the content spaces I've kind of been through, right? I feel like the anime content space has always been the space where I feel most, I would say, welcome, but then also secure, if that makes sense, right? Like whereas I can have a conversation with someone at a party and we're talking for hours about anime, and just not even realizing how much time just went by while we're talking, right? And then to see like the conventions, and then you start to see the similar people and all that. It's just amazing.
I would say it's
Uh,
definitely a vibe, but there are like downsides to this community. There's like a little dark side that people don't talk about. but I don't really try to insert myself in that part of everything. I kind of just like stay away from it. That's why I have like 5 friends.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we all know. Like, I think we all heard of, like, we saw some of the Twitter stuff from like last year that was pretty crazy, right? And pretty dark at the same time.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see that stuff too because like you just never I to me personally I just never expected it when some of that stuff was going down, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So
I don't think anybody really expects it. I'm over here like, damn, I thought we were all just watching anime and posting our cosplays and just having fun. I didn't know y'all had all of this other whatever going on. I'm gonna stay away from that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it sucks that it even happens that way. Like it's just crazy.
But I feel like
Uh,
every internet community has their own little spats or whatever the shit.
it's unfortunate, but I think it's just a part of like the life. Like I feel like uh, there's going to be people that go into certain communities and they just don't have the good intentions.
Yeah.
And that's just going to happen regardless of whatever community it is. Which really sucks, but it's just all about how you maneuver through it and see how you can come out at the end.
Yeah.
Um, oh yeah, another question. What is a cosplay that you haven't done but you're looking forward to?
Um
If you had like unlimited budget.
Unlimited budget. I would go 100% hard and be like Uta. Like I would have somebody make the fucking headphone things for me. I would have somebody make the wings. I would have somebody make the shoes. I would have somebody make the big like jacket that she wears. I would do that. I would do Uta from One Piece 100%. Thank you.
All right, if you guys are hearing that, investors, she's looking to like,
Right.
she's looking to do it. She's looking to make
Please,
that.
mom.
Is that
Please.
something you could turn into like a clothing line design too?
Oh yeah, I already have it.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah, I already made her. I like made my like own version of her outfit, but I definitely want to like do more and like do it better because a lot of the designs that I've made, they're cool, but I definitely see where things can improve. And until I do those things, then I'm not gonna put out those outfits yet because people will see them because I'll post them and they'll be like, "Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, when is this dropping? When is this dropping?" And I'll be like, "I can't do it yet because there's a bunch of little things I have to fix."
Well, I will say this. One of the things that impressed me about your designs was the fact that you actually did a Fire Force design, right? And I felt like as a big fan of Fire Force, right? I don't see too many people put out designs that I feel like represents Fire Force anime. So when you put out that one, I was like, oh, that is Fire
Yeah.
Force right there, right? And like, because I've seen people put out, something that they say is Fire Force, and it's like, but it's not the fire uniform. And when you did it, it was like a whole nother level. Like what made you go there with it?
I love Fire Force. And Princess Hibana is probably my favorite character from that show. And I got her jacket from Anime Gear Guru like 2, 3 years ago, and I was like, wow, this jacket is fire. But then I am the type of person I like 2 piece sets. I don't want just a jacket. I want like a jacket and a skirt, and then I love like a crop top jacket. So I was like, how can I make her outfit into like a 2 piece? And so I just drew it out, and I was like, I would wear that, so I'm gonna make it. And then I did it.
Yeah, it was fire. Like I gotta admit, I was really impressed because as a person that loves Fire Force, I feel like it's one of the best sounding animes too. Like the sound effects that they do in that anime is just insane. Especially like when you hear it on like surround sound, you're just like I'm just immersed in it. So I'm
I mean,
excited.
they
I'm
take
I'm
from
sad that
Soul
it's
Eater.
gonna end. Huh?
They take from Soul Eater, and I really
Well,
love
it
Soul
is
Eater.
Soul Eater.
Yeah,
So like, because I
it's
didn't
like
haven't
it's
seen Soul Eater, but I know it's the prequel to Soul Eater.
Soul
Yeah,
Eater
I
is
got.
so good.
Well, I told myself because once I found out it's the prequel to Soul Eater, I was like, okay, well, Fire Force is ending this season. Let me go to the ending, and then I'll go start Soul Eater right afterwards. So then that way, I'm
Right,
like, I did the prequel, and then I go into the main. So I'm
right.
excited for it, especially because I heard with Soul Eater. that there's like possibly a continuation coming with it. So if I start, then I can kind of go right into the continuation when it starts, you know. So that's it's really dope. What are some women content creators that you really are fucking with right now that are in the anime scene?
I have to tell you, I have like the smallest amount of friends, but the people I probably talk to the most are like Evanescence or Vincia. Evincia. I don't know why I keep calling her Evanescence. It's because of the band. Evincia, Lizzie, of course,
Yeah,
Christine, um, Kiera. I've always looked up to Kiera since like back in like Tumblr days. Um,
she's got amazing energy.
yeah, no, Kiera's cool as shit. Who else? There's probably a lot more, but I'm slow, so I would say like those are like my top four.
Yeah, it's funny because like I remember when I first met Christine, it was by like it was random. Like I met her at one of my friends' parties, and then me and her became friends, and then I just kind of introduced her to everyone because I was like, oh, she was like the only girl at the party that liked anime, right? So she
Yeah,
was kind of chilling with us as we're all talking about anime, and then I was like, oh, you got to meet my other friends because she was like, oh, I want to do content, but I just didn't know where to start, and it's amazing to see her go from like the start where she didn't have any content to now she's killing it, like thousands of followers, and her content is just amazing, and I'm kind of glad like that she was able to kind of get out of her shell, all right,
yeah,
and then do that because that's
yeah.
it's really dope to see her blossom into what she has become today. Like it's
Hell
really
yeah.
dope. Yeah, and then with Lizzie too. Like, I remember when I first met Lizzie through Vader, and I it was crazy to just know that like there's not too many of us that grew up in foster care system, right? So for me to grow up in the foster care system and group homes and stuff like that, and then to meet Lizzie and to know that there's a lot of us end up, the stats are there: jail, gangs, drugs. To see someone do it the same way I did it, which is come out and just keep hustling, is amazing to see that from her too. She's an
That's
amazing
crazy. I didn't
soul
even
and a
know you
positive
were
person.
in foster care.
Yeah, I don't put it on my social media too much, um, but I do like, Lizzie's known about it. Like I've kind of connected her with like one of the groups that I'm on the board with. I'm on the board for like a foster care organization called Living Advantage. So yeah, it's a story that's kind of dark for me, only because I got abused in foster care system. Like I lost these teeth are fake from like a staff just like breaking my teeth in a wall, right?
Oh my god.
So yeah, it's crazy. Like foster care system is just crazy. Like, but I
Oh,
just
I
never
know.
let it affect me mentally. I just let it
I,
be my fire. So, but yeah, so it's amazing to see that in her too. To kind of see her go from that and then be who she is today is amazing. And she's like super positive, and she's never like, I would say, like, she's not the gatekeeper. She's always like, hey, if I got this going on, I'm gonna open it up to everybody else too. And that's something that I kind of carry with myself as well, as much as I can. You know,
yeah, I be
so.
trying. I tried.
No, you've done that with me a couple times, so it's like I appreciate it. I'm always appreciative. So yeah, but yeah, this was great. This is like the start of a new series that I wanted to do. I'm happy to have you as my first guest. Right.
Yay.
Let everyone know like where to find you on social media.
Oh, at Kiki Cheea, KiKiCheea on everything.
Yes, and definitely for the people that tune in, check out her clothing. It's amazing clothing. You guys are gonna love it if you love anime, and check out her content. It's amazing, and check out her music. Check out her music.
Yay!
Yeah. All
Yay!
right.
Check out my music. It's all on my
Yes.
page.
Yes. All right. And thank you, Kiki, again. I'm highly appreciative of you. And yes. And
You're
that's it, you
welcome.
guys. Girls in Anime, episode 1. I'm gonna be clipping this up. So go ahead and check it out.
Bye.
Peace.